Hi everybody, it's Tammy with the Frou-frou Studio, and today we're going to do episode number 39 of I Saw It on Pinterest. And if I go here to my Pinterest board, I have decided to do this one, which is from stickydotsblogspot.com. And if we click on the little link here, we can see that this was a Simon Says Stamp Monday Challenge. And it is from August of 2021. And she has made this layered tag. She used an Excedra tag, which is one of the thicker MDF tags, and I'm not going to do that because I'm going to use it in a journal. And so I have prepared my version of this, and we're going to put it together and see what we can come up with. I have prepared several of the pieces ahead of time because there are several layers and several steps to get to this. So I didn't want to bore you guys to death with every little single step. Plus, it would be a major long video. Emma Williams is the creator for this one. So, sorry, I'm a bit congested today. I think it's a change in temperature. So, the first thing that I did is I took a tag and I ran it through my embosser. I did not have this particular embossing folder that she had, but I did have this one that has the paisley on it, and I love it. And so I ran it through the embosser, and then I used the prize ribbon distress oxide. I used some silver Van Gogh watercolors, and I also used some vintage photos. So the first thing I did is I inked up my embossing folder with the prize ribbon. And I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but if you'll just take your ink pad and rub it across your embossing folder and then emboss your paper or card or whatever you're doing, it actually transfers the color onto the tag or paper, and the raised parts will remain the color of the tag, so it would remain, the manila color, and then the lower parts will take on the ink, and so that's where the blue came in, and you can see it's still all over my fingers even though I've tried to wash it. Okay, then I took the silver watercolor, which comes in a tube, and I put some on my finger and I rubbed over the raised part, and I don't know if you can see, but that gave it just a little bit of a silver shimmer. And then for the third step, I took my vintage photo, with my little dauber, and I just kind of rubbed over it to give it kind of an aged look. And I like the way that it came out because I think it looks kind of like, it's a metallic finish on it. And it looks like a piece of metal. Kind of like a tin tile or something like that. So that was how I prepared the first one. The second one, I cut just a little bit bigger than my tag, so I'd have a nice kind of border to go around it. And then I use the distressing tool. This distressing tool went around the edges, and then I, wrinkled them and crumpled them and inked it up. And this is a piece of the background paper from Tim Holtz. My third layer, I cut a little bit bigger than the second. And the same thing, I went around it with the distressing tool. And on this one, instead of using like a vintage photo or walnut stain, I went antique linen because I wanted the outline on this one to be a lighter color, so it would be a bigger contrast to my second layer. So those are all going to layer up like that. Now in hers, she cut all of hers with the tag edge. I'm not going to do that. I want my second and third layer to have a square edge. And so the only one that will have a tag edge on mine is the top layer. Okay? So that's how we're getting. Now my biggest piece ended up being, it's about 3 3/4 by 7 3/4 is how big my biggest one is. So you could, start with that and then go down a little bit if you wanted to get your 3 pieces. Okay, now if we look at hers, she has stitched around hers, which of course I won't do. And then she has this really cool clip up at the top, and I don't know what that clip is. It's really cool, but I didn't have one of those. I had just one of the regular, like this, Tim Holtz clips. That's the silver, like this. And I put grit paste on it and dried it, and then I took some distress crayons and put on it, and kind of, made it look grungy and whatever. And so that's what I'm going to clip up here at the top on mine. So it'll look something like that when it's all said and done. Okay. So the first thing that we want to do is glue down our, actually we can go ahead and glue down all of these, because none of those are going to have anything underneath them. So I'm going to use art glitter glue, and we're going to get these all glued down. And you could use, whatever color scheme you wanted to use on these. I'm going with a little bit more red just because I like red. She used, all blues and neutrals, but I'm going to use little pieces of red in mine. I don't know whose paper this back one is. I can't remember right off the top of my head to tell you. It was a scrap piece that I had. Oh, one thing that I want to do before I glue this down, she has this little, one of the little Tim Holtz, let's see if I can make this bigger, the Tim Holtz little diamond-y looking things on a safety pin in the top of hers, and I don't have any of those, but I did have these little red and blue kind of little beady things, and so I'm going to put that in the hole, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on before I glue down the thought I was going to put it all the way through the hole, but I think, whoops, lost one of my little beads. But I don't think my safety pin is big enough because I just have one of the little ones. Maybe I will transfer these over to a bulb pin. Let's do that. So it'll be a little longer. Okay, let's see if I have a dark one over here. Okay, and we'll just move these. Over. I can't hardly see those little bitty holes. It's pitiful. Pitiful. Missed one. How'd I do that? Who knew this was going to be such a challenge? Does that one not have, maybe the loop is messed up and that's why it keeps falling off. Okay, we're gonna have to deal with that the way it is. Okay. Do I like that? Okay. So now we can glue that down. You can see I have a little bit of washi tape on the back of there. I accidentally tore my tag a little bit when I was inking it in the, so I put a little bit of washi to kind of fix that because it was right on one of the lines for the embossing, so it really didn't hurt anything too bad. Things happen, right? Okay, so there's our base. And then, of course, this little grungy thing will go up here at the top. Like that. Okay, so now we can start putting the top of the tag together. So she put burlap behind her picture, and she also used the embossing or the crystal glaze, I think is what it's called, on the top of her picture. And I'm not going to do that. And I think she colored her picture too. And my picture already has a little bit of color in it. So I'm going to leave it as is, I believe. And I picked this fabric because I thought it went well with the colors. And it's got kind of a fall look to it. So we're going to start with something like that. And then there's a little paper clip that goes on the top here. Like that. So I'm going to glue this particular section together first. So I'm going to glue, and I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. This will just make it easier when I start putting all the other pieces underneath. This will already be glued together, and I won't have to move it around too much. And then I'm kind of feeling like this picture needs to be just a little bit more grunged up than it is. So I'm going to kind of wrinkle it a little bit and bang my edges to kind of dent them up, because you know how photos get kind of dinged up on the edges. So I'm going to ding it up just a tad. Whoops, whoops, whoops. I'm trying to put my pin in there one-handed. It's not working. See, if you bend that over, it'll kind of cause a crease and make it look a little more vintage and older than what it really is. All right, so we're going to glue that down there. Okay, so that gives that piece time to dry before we get ready to put it down. So now flowers. What I did, this is actually one of the Tim Holtz wallpaper flowers, and it's actually from the Halloween set, and it was kind of all gray. I hate using Fabri-Tac, it makes everything stick to you. It was all kind of gray colored, and I took a Stabilo All in blue, and this is the, I'm sure you all have seen me use the black one. This is the blue one. And then I took a white pastel pencil and a green pastel pencil, and I colored it. And these are going to go, let's see here. So if I have this here, we need to put one kind of here and one kind of here. No, here. Then my leaves are going to go down here in the corner. Like that. Okay, and then I've got several little pieces to put up under here, and most of mine do not match hers at all, other than just maybe in shape. Is about it. I do have one that is similar to hers. I still don't think it's the same one, but it does have the same number on the side, but I don't think it's the same piece that she used. And then I have just a red ticket that I want to put up here. And that's going to kind of break up my blue a little bit. And we need to put a little tag here. And then we need to put, this is just a little scrap piece of fabric that I did a little bit of stitching on. It's going to go there. And then we have our buttons, and I put thread through all these buttons and then left them really stringy so that I could have some strings coming out. And we're going to put 3 of them there, and then we're going to put one over here, kind of poking out. I think I want it poking out between these two, if I can get it somewhere in that area. Okay, so this is going to be our final layout, and then I'm going to take some thread and just make some stringy little bundles. All right, so just taking a minute to take kind of a mental picture. Here, so I can put it back together in the same order in a minute. This string doesn't want to make like a little nasty kind of thing, so that should be interesting. Okay. So I'm thinking my flowers and my cards need to go down first. All right, so let's get the glue. I probably should have picked a different thread, because this thread honestly does not want to make little stringy things. I've never had so much trouble with string thread. Okay. Trim those off just a tad. Alright, so now I stick this back on here just for a second. Nope, I don't want to glue that all the way down yet. Go ahead and glue this number on the back of here. Alright, so this is what we have so far. Move it over this way just a little bit. Down just a little bit, because I still have to get in this little guy. In my ticket. This needs to go in. I was hoping I left that up a little bit more. Let's see, I was pushing it down and I didn't need to yet. There we go. Alright, so let's get the ticket down. Oops. Oh, excellent. Excellent. It's taken a little bit of extra time for that glue to adhere on the embossing. It's still adhering well, but it's just not the normal instant stick of the art glitter glue, which is fine, obviously, because I'm having to move some stuff around a little bit. And I think she actually used some foam tape and stuff to give hers, you know, to layer hers up a little bit. But I don't want to do that because I'm going to use mine in a journal, and I'm trying to keep it, you know, as flat as I can. I'm just trying to decide where exactly I want this. Let's see the big one there. Okay. Again, I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac. Lift it up on this side and then turn it around and do this side. Okay, and then we'll put our buttons down. I'm going to get a clamp, I think, and clamp those for a minute. If I can get it to reach over there. Okay, And then this just kind of goes right there. Those aren't dry, but I think they're dry enough to not move on me while I finish up. Okay, the only other thing I think I want to do is I think I want to take my white pencil here and kind of put in some more highlights. Bring this flower out just a little bit more. From the background. And let's do a little bit more green highlight. And then let's do the black Stabila all. Go around here a little bit. You can also take your water brush and go to the tip, and it will do the same thing. And that actually, at this point, will work better on mine because I need to sharpen mine. And I keep forgetting to go sharpen it. But you just take it to the tip, like that. Oops. And don't worry, that will dry. More of a gray when it's dry. And then I'm going to do the same thing and kind of do layers a little bit. And this is just my personal preference. You don't have to do this. And, you know, she certainly did not do this on hers. Sorry, I'm being quiet. Concentrating. I just think it gives it a nice kind of feeling of you know, depth when you use it to outline some mirror pieces. And it kind of gives it a bigger or more grunge look as well. Okay, I think we've done it. I'm liking the way it came out. So that's it, week 39. Let's look back at the original. So there we go. I like it. It's very, very layered, which everybody knows I love. So, yeah, that one has got the loop is not all the way shut, and that's why it keeps coming off. So maybe I could take my little pliers and fix that. Put it back on there. Yep, I'm pretty pleased with that. I hope you guys like that, and I hope you guys will check some stuff out on Pinterest and try your hand at your version of um, different pins that you see on there. I really enjoy looking through Pinterest and seeing other people's ideas and seeing what I can do with them. So that does it for this episode, and thanks to everybody that is supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it, and I hope that I am at least attempting to entertain you and to give you some new ideas, and if nothing else, just encourage you to go make something. So you know, go make something. And I will see you guys, let's see, I guess it will be on Saturday. So until then, everybody stay safe and stay healthy, and we'll see you then. Bye.